Ladies and gentlemen, I am speaking to you from my home in Chartwell in Kent. 80 years ago, this country was undergoing a desperate struggle against an enemy as ruthless and determined as any since the Spanish Armada. Adolf Hitler and his Nazi forces were ripping through the heart and soul of Europe with indiscriminate callousness and cruelty. But with God's good grace, and the resilience, resourcefulness, and the technology to hand during those dark days, the enemy was first of all repelled, and then, after 5 more years of toil and sacrifice, eradicated. But now we face a different enemy, one even more merciless than Hitler and his cronies. This enemy can attack at any time. It doesn't need bombers. It doesn't need rockets. All it needs is for one person to drop their guard, be careless, or, God forbid, ignore all the warnings given by Her Majesty's government. As my successor, Boris Johnson, recovers his health, Her Majesty's government is doing all it can to ensure the safety of the British people. But it's the British population itself that has risen to the task in hand, with health and social workers especially becoming the new front line of defence. In 1940, it was the pilots of Fighter Command who stood alone against an invader determined to destroy lives and create misery to millions. Now it is the doctors, the nurses, the care workers, the food producers, cashiers, shop floor workers, freight forwarders, and delivery drivers who are taking up the cudgels, often against almost insurmountable odds, and, it has to be admitted, sometimes a lack of resources, who are fighting to keep the country going. Charity workers, too, are stretching every sinew in order that the most disadvantaged are not forgotten or neglected. This is, indeed, their finest hour. Every Thursday evening, at 2000 hours, many parts of the country pause to applaud the efforts of the NHS care staff. Many of those people themselves, unable to embark on their usual vocations, are volunteering to do their bit in order to ensure that the enemy is wiped out as quickly as possible. However, for those of us unable to do otherwise, it's a case of sitting tight, keeping calm, and, as this Easter weekend reaches its climax, reflects in the safety and security of your own homes on the resurrection of Jesus Christ. British life itself will be resurrected. It will take more than 3 days. It will probably take months for this country to return to normality. But, in God's good time, normality will return, and Britain and its Commonwealth will once again be able to demonstrate to the world that if we all pull together, the dark clouds can be chased away by sunny skies sooner rather than later. A happy Easter to you all. Stay safe, stay indoors, and keep buggering on to defeat the bug. Long live the spirit of Britain. God save the Queen.